Hi everybody. Later start today, but still a lot of stuff to do. This is one foot that I built last night. Obviously it's not finished, but it does have some pieces to it. I want to do a little bit of trimming on it right now. Knock off these hard corners that happen when you put it together. Just give it a little bit more of an organic look. Really, it's only that side that has the problem. This will get covered in cloth and then painted. And this one needs to go together. Don't have the cleanest of workstations right now. It's actually bugging me. But I do have most of the stuff I need.
How can I get a bust of my head made?
Well, cast made. I highly recommend not doing it alone. There we go. You'll have to find somebody to help you get a life cast. Look up some videos on life casting, and that's how you get a bust of your head made. That is the process. So, luckily, building these feet, a lot of it, once I get all my stuff assembled, is sit-down work, which is nice. Because I was in the shop a lot yesterday. Right now, I'm just trying to get.
Alan Hurst says I had a bust made in Orlando.
What I think is happening is my compressor isn't on, so I don't have enough PSI to push that through. Turn that sucker on. That was it. When you're using a glue like a upholstery adhesive or contact cement through an airbrush, you really do want to have PSI about 90 to 100. A little airbrush compressor just won't do it. I have cut out all my shapes yesterday. I've got toes to put on. Look, toes. These will go on. Still feet. You don't want a toe that's going to stick out really far because it's going to be a nightmare as far as walking goes.
He said it had it made his bust made at A&O Studios.
By Alan Ostrander, AEO Studios. When I worked at Terror on Church Street, Alan Ostrander was my makeup artist. He was my head of makeup. So Alan did my makeup many times.
Says he's a really nice guy.
Oh, he really is. I see him every now and then at trade shows. It's really nice to see how many of the cast members of Terror on Church Street and Skull Kingdom are still in the business, still doing haunt stuff. You know, it's real easy to fall into that corporate trap where you know, it's a golden change. You know, you get a nice high-paying job, and you don't want to leave it to do the art that you love.
Say hi to Rue.
Hi, Rue. Hi, Rue.
How can I go about buying a Demogorgon mask from here?
Well, okay. I don't like make and sell them because it's someone else's intellectual property. I'm making this one for a show, and because I'm making this for a different purpose, when I'm done with it, so this whole costume I will probably sell when I'm done with it, but I will not sell. I'm not going to make and sell a new mask, you know, because that's someone else owns that. And I know that there are people who sell Jason mask and Freddy mask and 22 different flavors of Michael Myers mask, but I would much rather make my monsters. This is kind of a weird case where it's just something that I wanted to do. Okay, so that is set. Let me go ahead and get these guys. Well, I won't cut these yet. I'm going to glue these guys on. But I have to glue these guys on first, so I am here. I'm talking to myself. You noticed? I give myself really good answers.
About the ghost, make it as a prop than a costume.
Got it. You really want that sheet ghost. I got you.
I have a question about stilts. I am making a Krampus, but I want to make hooves, but not tall stilts. Any suggestions?
Well, these are 15 inches tall. I mean, how tall did you want to be? 15 inches I really like because it makes you the biggest guy in the room, but it's not stupid tall. You can still fit through doorways and all that stuff. Okay, so this is a left stilt.
Hi, Alan. Nice haircut.
Why, thank you. This is a right stilt. So these go on this way.
Dead End Yard Haunt says I'm making my second mask now. It's a Krampus.
That's awesome.
Hello, Tommy. Just Tommy.
Hello, Tommy. Just Tommy.
This kitten is not terribly afraid of this place.
No. No.
She's made it. She's on the camera.
Hello, Jenkins.
Tell them we have a kitten.
They know we have a kid.
Do they know?
Yeah. Okay. 2 of those. I'm gonna bevel cut this so when I put it on, it doesn't stick up all weird and stuff.
About the sheet ghost. Sorry, I'm probably annoying you. I'll try to be less demanding.
You're very excited about sheet ghosts.
I like sheet
What happened to make sheet ghosts come into favor in your life?
ghosts.
Cutting this at a bevel, so when I glue it down, I push that bevel over and have it just mounds up from the stilt as opposed to pops out with that 1 inch thick edge. Taking the edge off.
Oh no. I'm going to attempt to make my first mask off my bust tomorrow. That's Alan Hirsch.
Cool.
Sheet ghost happened as a nightmare.
I
Dead
see.
End Haunt says kitty. Yes, there is a kitty in here.
Black kitty. I get extra points for that.
Black, yeah, a witch's kitty. She was free, but she was not cheap. Hey guys, does Dallas host a Krampus walk?
Absolutely. It'll happen, I think, on the 5th this year. Yeah, they have one. They have one in Deep Ellum, which is kind kind of a rough neighborhood, in all honesty. It's where you go to get tattoos and listen to indie music, which I don't know. I'm a judgmental sort, so I view that as a rough neighborhood. But yes, one. I wish it didn't start at a bar, and it's kind of a pub crawl as much as it's a Krampus walk. But we have one, and it's fun to dress up for. I want one that people can take kids to so they can get beat.
That's Warren who asked.
Yeah, we've got one.
I was thinking no more than about 7 to 8 inches. I mainly want the hooves to show under the robes without adding tons of weight.
Gotcha.
Alan, watching you make stuff relaxes me and distresses my day. Thank you.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Warren says, about how many Krompi do you think will be there?
About 100, probably. Well, 100 people in costume. Let's put it that way.
But some costumes are...
What happens is, there's things that I love about cosplay culture, and there's things that I don't love about it. So we're gonna have about 100 people in costume. Probably maybe 20 will be Krampus, and pardon me, but probably 20 more will be some slack-ass version of Krampus, where they did some eye makeup and have like horns on a headband or something, which looks lovely, but it's not a Krampus. It's Krampus-like, more like a fawn or something like that. So you have about 20 of those, and then you'll have people who Deadpool will show up, that kind of stuff, and that is one of the things that cosplay culture. It's okay to wear your costume anywhere. Well, you know what? There's costumes that are meant to be worn at Krampus walks. You could be a nice Frau Perchta. I mean, there's a lot of options that you have. Even if you stay traditional, there's options that you have. You don't have to just be a Krampus. You could be Hans Trapp. You could be Frau Perchta. If you do a little research, a lot of things you could be. But you get all kinds of stuff. And then there's like random S&M people, which that one weirds me out, bothers me. We're that at home. Again, I'm judgmental. I understand that.
Bruce says, sounds like the 8-inch stilts might be just my thing. Looks for something new from Stilt Beast in the future.
Well, yeah, 8-inch stilts aren't terrible, but I don't like lift shoes that high. The maximum lift shoe I want to see is about 6 inches, and that's due to safety. You can roll your ankle pretty easy on lift shoes, and lift shoes are going to get you that. You could get 8-inch lift shoes. They're out there, but I don't like how easy it is to roll an ankle on them.
How would I make a wearable prosthetic pirate leg?
Have you lost a leg? That's important. It's possible. You can. Have you lost a leg? If you're missing a leg, then it's one thing, and if you are not missing a leg, it's another. Just tell us, and I will help you.
How's the website doing?
Ask the wife.
I think it's doing fine.
My wife says it's doing fine. Is there a further question than that?
I will be seeing Alan in Orlando soon. Any message from him?
Just tell him Alan Hop says hey.
My son lives in McKinney. When I visit next time, I would really like to meet you. That's Alan Hirsch.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, let me know. I'll give you a tour of Dark Hour.
Cash from Dark Hour. What kind of adhesive is coming through the airbrush?
Okay. This is a upholstery adhesive. This is foam and fabric adhesive. I will show you the can The can that I have right now had a minor implosion. So this is the stickiest stuff on God's green earth. I get it. This is called Fast Set Foam and Fabric Adhesive. And that is Camie, C-A-M-I-E, is that brand name up there in the corner. It's nice and thin, so it goes with this airbrush very well. It's cold out. Obviously, I'm wearing a sweatshirt, so it's cold out in my shop. So the contact cement doesn't want to flow very well. It's hard to keep it warm enough to flow. It tends to thicken a little.
Question on the website says, no, just wondering, haven't seen y'all in a bit.
We are around. You haven't seen me in a bit because during October, I am stupid busy. And I hate to say that I'm too busy to make vidges, but I'm too busy to make vidges.
On the pirate prosthetic leg, 2 legs.
Okay, so go on Amazon and look at a product called iWalk. It is called iWalk. And it is a crutch, basically, that straps to your leg, and you'll have one knee that rests on this pad, and then one peg leg goes down to the ground. Now, it's of course very modern, but it's very easy once you have that structure and setup to make yourself a prosthetic pirate peg leg. And then you have to hide your leg that's kicked back behind you, but that's pretty easy to do if you wear a big fancy pirate's captain's coat. Did that help? And if you don't want a character that has a captain's coat, you want a lower class character, that's fine. Wear a backpack and have like a bag of booty that covers your leg.
He said thank you, and Scott posted the iWalk.
You're a good man, Scott. I like that guy. Oh, I gotta get a tracking number. Okay. These are my toes. And I'm not doing the feet even, like I'm not gonna do 2 toes here and then, you know, toes here, because I want the insides pretty clear. That's in between the stilt walker's feet, and there's no need to muck that up and make it harder for him to walk. Those 2 toes rubbing together could catch your feet and just cause a slight problem. I'm gonna see how thick those ends are. If I glue them on, they'll pop up. So I'm just gonna taper the ends of the toes.
Are you an introvert?
Do I look like an introvert? I would say no. I'm introspective, but I don't think I'm an introvert. I get along with people just fine. I guess I used to be. The first 10 years or so that I worked in haunted houses, I didn't want to do a speaking character. I only wanted to wear a mask. I wanted to be a person in a mask, and I wanted to be a monster. I still would prefer to be a monster, but now I'm also fine talking to people, and I do acting stuff, but that's all through haunting. All the acting and things that I did at the Renaissance Festival is all from my haunting work, really.
What will go over the foam on those feet?
The first thing I'll put on there is cheesecloth, and then I'm going to paint it. I'm going to cover that with spray adhesive, and then I'm going to paint it. It'll be super simple. We're going to have these done here in a couple hours, tops.
Alan, you and your wife are so personable. I'm learning so much. Thank you.
My wife is personable. I am endurable.
You are many things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cash was one of my new airbrush artists at Dark Hour who was on. Did you say that Cash from Dark Hour was on?
Cash was on.
Yeah.
She also was the vampire queen a few nights, wasn't she?
She was indeed. Good memory there, wife.
Yeah, she looks fabulous.
I think maybe that spot gave her migraines or something, which I can certainly understand. You are up there in the, it's, you know, everything's pointed right at your face, flashing lights and stuff.
Does silicone break down?
Everything breaks down. Does silicone break down slower than latex? Absolutely. Silicone takes a much longer time to break down.
Cash said, oh my head. We should have a Shannon makes a costume and Alan answers question night.
Yeah. Get to work, wife.
Yeah, because that don't work.
That's stuff to do. Okay. Now, if I were a completist, I would trim this. I would have rounded this off a little bit. I'm going to let the fabric do that when I glue it down. Got one more toe over here to do. I got my side lump, my hump, my lump, my lovely Demogorgon lump.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
How about Shannon makes dinner and Alan answers questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a cooking segment. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to make jack-o'-lantern pancakes. I never got the chance.
What?
Where you put the pancake batter in like a squeeze bottle, and then you squirt it onto the griddle, and the stuff you put down first gets darker, so you can make like jack-o'-lanterns and cartoon characters and stuff.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
But that would have required time.
I guess we still could do that.
Yay, what's for dinner?
Pancakes.
Pancakes was not for dinner.
Wife made pizza tonight. It were delicious.
Good for Friday. Hello from Scotland.
Hello! Who from Scotland is that?
Field Walker Mask.
Hello, Field Walker Mask.
Have you been Santa before?
I've been bad Santa. I have not been good Santa. I haven't been like a normal Santa. I have been Carl Cleaver in a Santa costume,
Oh, God.
who was a terrible person.
You've been the Easter Bunny.
Now, I figure later on in my life, I will have to be Santa, just in a karma aspect, where I've caused so many kids to cry and have really rough evenings, that it's just my turn to be nice to some kids. So that, yeah. Santa's nice to kids. That's what I'm getting at. In case you guys. I think I fixed it. Remember, I live in a cabin in the woods. So I'm of all the interwebs. All right, so this is this foot. This is this foot.
So it's asking about if this is normal.
Yeah, it is normal. But most folks end up, you know, whatever it is you get passionate about, I think it kind of takes over for a little while, whether it's a video game or a, you know, whatever your new hobby is. That's what a lot of people do. I decided I just didn't want to do anything else, and this is sort of what I do now, but absolutely it's normal to be obsessed with something.
How do you get inspired outside of the paycheck for your art?
I don't know. I've never been uninspired. I can't answer that. How can you not be inspired to scare the crap out of people? How can you not be inspired by really cool looking monsters? I mean, there's inspiration everywhere. Right now, there's somebody out there making monsters cooler than mine, and I want to dethrone them. You know, that's just what we do and how we think, and that's it. There are haunted houses that are bereft and devoid of cool monsters that I made. I want to fix that.
You are very kind and generous. We need more people like you, Alan. Bless you and your family.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Wife doesn't like it when I
No.
people who say that I'm nice.
Good.
Cash is probably seeing a different side of me because in the makeup room, compliments, a compliment on someone's makeup sounds like, well, that doesn't suck. You know, that's like, that means it's good. We have two. Great. We got 2 feet.
So this is your first free Friday.
Yeah, this is like, because where was I last Friday?
You were in Atlanta.
I was in Atlanta, Georgia last Friday, going to Legendary Haunt Tour, which was amazing. Went to Netherworld Haunted House.
The Friday before, Dark Hour was open.
Yeah, and the Friday before Dark Hour was open. So this is the first Friday that I haven't like had something I had to do.
Somewhere you had to be.
Yeah, do or be in like 3 months, you know. So yeah. So let's do the fun weird bit now.
I need to get down to Netherworld.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. You cannot use spray adhesive on costumes because the body heat that we generate will cause the adhesive to stop bonding. So it doesn't endure warm temperatures very well at all. But this is a foot, you know, and the actor's foot is up here. So I don't think any heat is going to be generated by this foam. So I'm going to go ahead and use spray adhesive to hold my fabric on down here. Why would I use spray adhesive instead of this? It's faster. It's just faster, that's all. And Super 77 is kind of the best stuff on earth as far as spray glue. I loves it. And all this is for is this is going to smooth out. It's a cheesecloth. It's going to smooth out all these features and these toes, but I'll still be able to push it in and get cracks, and I'll be able to use it to make crevices and that kind of thing. So, and I'm hoping my spray paint will fill up all these little holes, and it won't even look very cheeseclothy. It'll just look like monster skin.
I just retired and love having all the time. If you ever need help, I would love to come and help you, no charge. That's Alan Hirsch, who has family in McKinney.
I am so jealous. You know what, though? What I would do with my more time, I would make more monsters.
You do what you do.
I would do exactly what I'm doing right now. So you're kind of looking at how my retirement will look. But if you're in town, give me a heads up. I don't know how this technique is going to work. I don't know how well it's going to do. So I'm going to start somewhere that people won't see as much. I'm starting in a low visibility area just to make sure that what I'm going to do will work. There's a goodly amount of spray adhesive on here. Now, spray adhesive, just like contact cement, likes to be applied to both surfaces. If you only put it on one side, then it is a temporary bond. It says so right on the can. But if you put it on both sides, it is a permanent bond. Don't spray the whole pack at once. Get it out of the way. Everything else is fair game to be covered in spray adhesive, I've decided. Let's see how this do, yo.
My son lives in McKinney, Texas. I sure will give you a heads up. Alan, you made my night.
Yeah, let me know. I have folks over at the shop all the time. Cash, you might not want to say on YouTube for all of the world, but what area are you in? Because I know you've expressed interest in coming out to the shop. Stacy comes out and she lives, I think Stacy lives in McKinney. Okay, so I do like how that's looking. It got me, I'm keeping my toes, but I have, you know, just a better texture on there.
Hey Alan, great to be able to catch you live for once and see you back on after Halloween. This is the Goblin Trader.
It's good to be caught.
Cash lives in Fort Worth.
Okay, well that's a hike. I live in Quinlan, so
It's 2 hours.
we're probably an honest 2 hours away. But if you love driving and you want to come hang out at the shop sometime, just let me know. It's not uncommon for me to have Tuesdays and Thursdays are kind of my main nights when I have folks over. I kind of like to work alone on the other nights. I'm not going to say that I get more done when I'm alone, but you know, I work differently when I'm alone. Let's put it that way.
Is that cheesecloth?
This is cheesecloth.
Spray adhesive and tissue paper make a great quick tree bark texture, especially if you use the brown sticky paper as the base. Thanks for that tip from way back by the way. That's David Outdoors 2012.
Yeah, I love me some spray adhesive. There's a lot of different things you can do with it.
I'm really hoping to hit up Monster Camp next year.
Make sure you wear gloves, by the way, because this spray adhesive will make your hands uber sticky, uber fast.
Cheer about Monster Camp.
Yeah, somebody wants to come to Monster Camp. Awesome. Come on.
Great stuff. Makes great tree bark if you smash it with WRT wet hands after it skins up. I use it with tree stump, cobwebs, and candlesticks.
Yeah. Yeah, great stuff. It is good for trees.
Ash says, podcasts are a great friend. I'll be there.
Okay. I live an hour away from dark hour, so I listen to a lot of audiobooks.
Plastic Ninja says, I've been a fan of your stuff since I was a wee boy.
A wee lad.
Ezekiel.
Hello, Ezekiel.
Plastic Ninja says, I remember you commenting on my stuff on Haunt Forum.
Oh, yeah, Haunt Forum. I haven't been on there in a while. You know, Facebook kind of came and killed a lot of the forums. But yeah, I was a regular on the forums. Love them. Anytime you can talk haunt, and I like talking haunted house stuff and making things. And
Before you started vending at Transworld, that's where they would find you after the show.
yeah,
I haven't been on Haunt Forum in a while.
neither have I. It does still have followers and hangers on.
Cash says, I also live an hour from Dark Hour.
Just the other side. Yeah, so I'm unfolding this so it's one sheet thick.
Plastic Ninja says, Halloween Forum is more active and tends to have more practical info on it.
Yeah. I've been on Halloween Forum, been on Fright Forum, I've been on the Howl list. I like that. It's giving me a little bit of a smooth texture, so it's not just blank foam. I'm calling it nice. And hopefully these seams will not be very obvious.
Movie title, The Mass Haunting. Not sure what that's about. That's from Jordan Ezel. Halloween Forum is good for finding out about products when Halloween season starts. Ezekiel, we're doing fine. All is well. It is a chilly, chilly night in North Texas. But tomorrow is supposed to be beautiful, so hope you guys are doing all right. Alan, do you like and ever made old monsters from the 50s and 60s?
Some, yes. Yes, I have actually. There's several very talented designers. I mean, who doesn't love the creature from the Black Lagoon, who is sort of that area, the monster of Piedras Blancas, the Metaluna mutant. All of those are just wonderful.
The Halloween forum, they have threads about each retailer you can check on. I haven't posted on there like ever, but I lurk sometimes. That's Plastic Ninja.
Gotcha.
Ezekiel says it's 97 degrees there.
Ezekiel's very good about knowing that we are beastly Americans and we use Fahrenheit like savages. So he always does converting for us. So I just want to show you guys the, that wasn't even charging. I want to show you guys the stuff. Let me turn the camera around. Okay. So you can barely see it right now, but do you see how this foot is clear and distinct? And you can see all of the edges and all the seams. And this foot's just a little fuzzier. Well, that is that single layer of cheesecloth. And now I'm going to spray paint it. And when I spray paint it, what's going to happen is that'll clog up some of those pores and things. And that will be a nice skin for my Munster. Hope you enjoyed that. I know that that's what we live for. Okay. So out of the way, you'll get skinned shortly, but I'm going to paint this one so it's drying. I'm going to grab a good thick enough painticus. Wife, you got to tell a story.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I think my Flex Seal's in my car.
Oh, Lord.
So you can walk right to the back of the camera there and
See,
tell a good story.
well, how much time do I have?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's see. Gosh. This Saturday. No, I'm sorry. Not this Saturday. That's tomorrow. Next Saturday, we are having a Krampus Lab. I don't know if Alan has talked about this, but this is a one-day make and take where you can, we're going to have a bunch of latex pulls, blanks that are just of different Krampus faces with no paint or no horn or hair. Did you find it?
Yep.
Great. And then you come and you pick out which blank you like, and you put on you choose your horns, you choose your paint.
That's not a story. You're pimping Krampus Lab.
It doesn't matter. It's sold out, so I can talk about it.
Okay.
So I wasn't prepared for a story. You only gave me 20 seconds. It's not a story. That's a
quick story.
That's a vine. So literally,
Mine's are 7 seconds.
whatever. We're gonna.
My wife ain't hip.
I'm not. I'm really not.
We're gonna have the TikTok app.
I'm not. We're doing a Krampus Lab Saturday, so maybe we'll get a chance to go live and you can see what people are making. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a one-day lab. Okay, back to you, Alan. And it's true, I am not cool. Thanks, Ezekiel. Ezekiel says, pimp away and bleeding green fly says, that's a vine. I know! See, I'm not cool. I'm really not. The vine. Who knows?
At least you knew what a vine was.
I did, but you had to tell me.
I did? I taught you what vines were?
No, actually, you know what? You didn't tell me. I learned that from elsewhere. Anyway, I find Christmas. I'm not cool. Michael Lassiter's on.
Hello, Michael Lassiter.
Bill Batchelor asked you to hold your breath while you're spraying all that.
I am. I'm not breathing at all. I have the lungs of a free diver
You don't.
in my freezer. That was a murder joke. Okay. All right, so this guy is now well coated with stuff. Now this foot sets aside while it dries. And then this foot comes up here and it gets the treatment of cheesecloth.
Is that Plastidip?
Well, that is Flex Seal that I am spraying. That Flex Seal is aerosol roof crack repair. Home Depot sells it. It is a knockoff version of Leak Seal. It's a knockoff version of Leak Seal. So, yeah.
Does it stick pretty good to most surfaces?
Yes, it does. It sticks very well.
Can you put a boat back together?
That's what they say in their commercials. That's the boat that they made out of screen. They replaced the bottom with screen, and that's why I'm using it to clog the holes in the.
As seen on TV.
Yeah.
That would
Flex
make a
Seal.
good Sasquatch foot too.
Flex Seal with this dude. You know this dude.
I love Flex Seal and can get that down under, said Ezekiel.
It's good stuff, man.
You know, we might need to replace these fans. They're a little dead.
I have plans for that, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Will it seal a boo hole?
It could seal up a boo hole, but if your boo hole is fully sealed, then you're not going to scare anybody through it. So you don't want to completely seal up your boo hole.
Could I cast a mask with Flex Seal?
No. It is full of deadly chemicals. And I would not want it pressed up against my skin because I don't know what's leaching out of it over time.
Well, a Flex Seal is pretty expensive though, isn't it?
It is about $10 or $11 a can. It is cheapest on Walmart.com, where it is $7.99 a can. Are there things that are cheaper? Absolutely. Will they work as good? I don't think so. I like the way Flex Seal comes out of the can. It is, it comes out in like thicker chunks. It's not, it gives a texture. And I use it on my apocalypse masks because I want that texture. And obviously I use it for when I'm skinning things. Spray it. Okay. This is where I pick it up and I don't want to like fold it onto itself immediately, where then I just fight it sticking to itself the whole time.
Did you heat seal the raw before sealing?
Did I heat seal what?
The raw before sealing.
No, this is not EVA foam. If I take a heat gun to this, it just catches fire and ends in tragedy. So, no, you don't heat seal upholstery foam. These feet are made of upholstery foam. So, no, you don't want to bring a heat gun anywhere near it. A, it creates deadly fumes, which knocked me out once. That's a story for another day. So, no. Do not attempt to. Foam is a tricky word. It means a bunch of different things, and it encompasses a ton of different materials. EVA foam is the kind of foam that you would want to hit with a heat gun in order to close up its pores so it takes paint better. This is not that, so no. Upholstery foam is what this is. This is the stuff your couch is made out of. Take a heat gun to your couch. You do not get your security deposit back on your apartment because it's gone. And then Sweet Brown makes the news again, talking about, Lord have mercy, there's a fire. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Rue wants to hear the knockout story.
Remind me one day, Rue. Now is not the time. For I was, at that point in time, a young and single man who did not know that he needed to live.
Here it goes. They want to hear it.
Okay, so I was making a Tauntaun, and that is one of the snow creatures from Star Wars that I'm sure you all know what it is. And I was doing the shaping of the leg, the same way I kind of did this. I did a pattern for the back legs and stuff, and there were parts where I couldn't do the fur, so I was just going to put a little bit of texture in it, and I was texturing the upholstery foam with a soldering iron, and it didn't go well. It created a lot of fumes, and I was kind of bent over my workpiece, and I was not able to move out of the way of the fumes, and they were very acidic, and they burned my nose, and luckily I was already moving. If I had fallen forward, I could have possibly died, so I would have just gone into the fumes more and stayed there a while. But I went backwards, and I moved backwards so fast. You know, sometimes you move fast, you get a little lightheaded. Well, I moved fast and got lightheaded while I was fighting off those fumes, and that knocked me unconscious. And luckily, the worst case outcome of that story is that I burned my leg pretty good on the soldering iron while I was unconscious. So, yeah. Another time when I was making a Wampa costume, I was using plexiglass to make hand extensions, kind of, but I would heat the plexiglass on my oven and then fold it around my arm, which had a wet towel around to get that shape, and then this I would go out and just do a 90 degrees, and then I put hinges out here and key rings and make moving fingers for big Wampa hands. Well, plexiglass also, when you catch it on fire, puts off some delicious fumes, and that happened to me. And those also knocked me out. And my friend Nick Herrera, who you may know from, he was on Face Off, he was on like this Vegas body painting show. Now he is Nix Herrera, N-I-X, but he's a famous body painter now. He was coming over and he found me unconscious on my floor, which he knew I didn't drink, so that was weird for me. Some of our friends, that wouldn't have been that weird.
Bruce says Skin Wars. It wasn't Skin Wars.
It was, I think it was Skin Wars.
No, I know.
Naked Vegas.
Naked Vegas, that was it.
Yeah.
Wasn't a tattoo show.
Yeah, wasn't tattoo, it was body painting. He are not a tattooer, he are a sprayer, painter.
Which is many tattoo artists as we know, or people with tattoos, you'd think we had them. You don't.
And yet, I do not.
And
I do
yet
not.
you do not.
I don't have any tattoos. I've spent my life trying to not get stabbed. So I can't imagine paying someone to stab me over and over again with a little needle, regardless of what happens on the other end of that.
Cash says, hand sanitizer story has scarred me for life. Just saying.
Yeah, I did tell Cash and some of the others the time that I ate a handful of hand sanitizer and thought I was going to die, because that is not for human consumption, in case you were wondering. I got a little spot down here that wasn't covered, so I'm going overboard and covering it.
Bruce says, oh, he was on Skin Wars too, which was another body paint show. drink now?
I can't say I don't drink, but it's easy to say I don't drink much. If I have a adult beverage a month, that's a lot.
You don't do that.
Okay, I probably don't have an adult beverage a month. Largely, I do not drink.
Here's what happens. If we go, Alan is my designated driver. If we go somewhere and we have a beverage, I will order a beverage because I like a cocktail before dinner. And Alan will say, I want the
girliest drink you have.
I want the ice cream based boozy milkshake with extra chocolate syrup, but just don't put a whole lot of booze in it.
Easy on the booze.
In fact, don't put any booze on it don't put any booze in it at all. I just want the boozy chocolate milkshake with extra chocolate but no booze. They said, Mr. Hobbs, would you just like a milkshake? Yeah, let's just have that.
Yeah,
so then the waitress comes back to our table and she gives my beverage to the man and I get the ice cream drink, in which we politely switch drinks because I'm having the beverage and he's having the milkshake. This happens all the time.
It does.
Well, you are not a consumer of beverages.
Not really. And I'm not always sure where my brain will go, so the last thing I want to do is like take it off the leash, you know?
Ezekiel says he won't drink with him.
Like a moment ago while I was putting on this cheesecloth, I was thinking about how to build an exercise bicycle for penguins. Like how would the seat be different? How would it be set up?
Oh my God.
You know, that was going through my mind while I'm doing this. So I don't want to know what I would think while I was drinking. And what if it just makes me stop thinking? I wouldn't know what to do if it was quiet in my head. So let's just avoid all those possibilities. I'll have iced tea. Thank you very much. That kind of goes on speckly. I like that. You can actually build up a thickness with it, and I think that's a good thing.
I've gotten Alan to drink some Jameson with me.
Yep. Jameson does not taste terrible. It's a smoother alcohol, a whiskey. It's not bad. It's at Trans World sometimes I will actually pick a designated drinker because people watch my haunt owners watch my YouTube videos and they'll come up and they'll say, Alan, you taught me how to make LED lights. And I used to spend $1,000 a year on LED lights. This year I made all my LED lights for $40. Thank you, I'm gonna buy you a bunch of drinks. Well, I have to hand those drinks to someone, so they drink them. But, you know, and there's lots of haunt owners who are happy with my videos, would like to buy me a beverage, and they don't want to hear I would like a Diet Coke. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear, I'll have a White Russian, I'll have a mudslide. For the record, those drinks are the most like chocolate milk that I have found, and I kind of enjoy.
Otherwise, you might add to the collection of lungs in your freezer.
Yeah.
Ezekiel says, every time I see you, you are working. It's totally understandable to not drink at work.
Yeah. When I stop working. That's a good point.
Ruth says, I like Jameson. I like Jameson top shelf whiskey. Bleeding Green for Life says tequila makes my clothes fall off.
When you work with spray adhesive and anything else, this kind of stuff happens. That's going to get harder to work now. That is really on there. Okay.
Were you an apprentice to Ed Edmonds?
Was I an apprentice to Ed Edmonds? I wish. No, I was not an apprentice to Ed Edmonds. Did I learn a lot from Ed Edmonds? Yes. I've met Ed Edmonds several times. He and I are friends. He and I, we have a mutual respect for each other. He's been in the game longer than me, and he knows I've been in the game a long time. Could I apprentice under Ed Edmonds? Absolutely. Does he know enough to teach me a bunch of crap? Absolutely. Never think that you know more than anybody else, or that's just not how I operate. No, I haven't. He lives in Colorado, I live in Texas, I lived in Florida before that. I visited his shop several times. He's been very nice. I've learned a lot from him, but never had an official apprenticeship. Honestly, I'm surprised every time he knows my name. Because he's like the man.
If I don't drink either, I'll buy you a chocolate shake, said Bill Batchelor.
Hooray! It's cold, you gotta really shake this. And this was out in my car where it's frozen several nights in a row. The fact that this still works is actually pretty remarkable. All right, so that guy is set. Ugh. Move him out of the way. Let's actually switch spots.
How cold does it get there?
Pretty cold, in my opinion. 20. It was 20 the other day.
It's 15.
It was down to 15. My wife says. Well, she knows more about that than I do.
That's our kitchen sink. Our outdoor kitchen sink.
Yeah, we had an outdoor kitchen sink that did not do well. Hi. Sorry, cabin in the woods.
Yep.
It's back. Luckily, YouTube is very good about saying, your last session ended poorly. Let's just resume you.
Okay, Jordan. Monster Camp 4 is January 10th, 11th, and 12th of 2020. We have a few spots left that we are going to offer out to the general public very soon. It is $450 for the 3 days. Your supplies and meals are included. You provide your transportation, and if you stay at the host hotel, we provide shuttle. More information on our website under Monster Camp at stiltbestudios.com. And if you have any other questions, just holler and we'll get you an answer. Do you have a heater in the shop?
Yes, we do. A big 220 volt ceiling model.
I put all of my spray bombs on a long fluorescent light to keep them warm.
Not a bad idea.
Would a rubberized undercoating work on that foam?
Yeah.
Are you going to the Stranger Things con, or did you make these for someone else?
I'm going to the Stranger Things convention on Sunday.
Good night, Ezekiel. He has to go back to work. Cobwebs and Candlestick says undercoating would dry out and flake off eventually.
Well, if the cheesecloth is on there, it'll really bite to the cheesecloth pretty well.
It's great for texture if used lightly.
Like the rubberized undercoating works really well. Okay, so I am hitting the foam underneath, and it's getting too hot. Like it's smoking, and that's just chemical death happening. So.
Cash says she'll dress up like 11.
Okay. I have to wait till it needs to dry. Actually, I can set up fill. Yes. Because I want to work on the other parts of the costume.
New Bruce says, shave your head, Cash.
Don't listen to Rue, Cash.
Cash, because I mean, I would. No.
Okay. These are Phil's legs. So I can do what I need to do on these stilts if Phil is in them. So I have to grab another stool.
Would a hairdryer work?
Yes, it would. And I have a couple, but who wants to stand there with a hairdryer the whole time? I'm just gonna work on something else while it dries.
Well, you know, it's going to be a nice day tomorrow. You can actually sit outside if you need to.
Well, I'm gonna have these done tonight. So this is an upcoming project that I'm working on. I've sculpted out the He-Man action figure's arm in aluminum foil over top of an actual arm so that I can make a foam pattern off of this. And then I can make He-Man action figure arms for people. Are you excited about that, wife?
Yes. No sponge painting tonight?
Yeah, if I get these feet to dry,
Rue is excited about He-Man.
but no crotches. Staying in the muscle suit was a very big hit last night on the live feed.
Did that go well?
Yes. And once someone said the term boo hole, it quickly degraded.
Yeah, it did. Love to see you do a TMNT head and body.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I kind of do a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle head. The snowman heads that I make, before I snowman them up, they're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle heads. It would be very easy to turn them into turtles.
Rue wants to know if this is a Trans World costume. I guess the He-Man.
This is the Demogorgon for the Stranger Things convention, which we decided to do a little promo at. Hang on a second, I'm strapping in stilts. And this mannequin is like having a really drunk friend who you're trying to put pants on. So this does take a lot of my concentration.
Rue says, no, I'm distracted by He-Man. David S., just think, if you get this wrapped up tonight, you'll have plenty of time to get that demo dog done tomorrow.
I ain't making no demo dog. Why are you making my life harder? Ooh, Phil. Okay, so that one's good to go. Why aren't you cooperating, drunk Phil Foot? this is just going poorly. Getting Phil into his stilts is normally a two-person job. Because drunk Phil does not cooperate. Oh, there's a problem.
Bruce says, see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Has to go. Cash says, after all the Disney Plus hype, I really need to get better on stilts to live the gargoyle fantasy.
Gargoyles are where it's at. If I just get this one in and strapped. The He-Man arms are, there's something I'm gonna make, and then I'm gonna see what I can do with them, Rue. Do I know exactly what I'm gonna do with them right now? Well, it's probably a Beastman costume in my future, but other than that,
Because you want to make a Beastman costume?
yeah.
Alan, lay Phil down, says Ruth.
No, I'm not gonna lay him down. That'd make it awkward. He's gonna stand up. Y'all are screen tapping this as it is, I know it.
If you do make one, will you do it live, please?
One, what? A Beastman or a turtle?
Yes, Beastman.
Okay. That is actually.
Ruth is laughing at you.
Mean face for Rue. Okay. This is good enough. There. Phew! I did it! Okay. So, I want to put these on. These are big enough to go over the top of the feet that I just made. Things are fine. Okay, perfect. Do the next one. Flexi also normally doesn't take too long to dry. It's very cold right now, so I think that is slowing it down. Looks like I'm dressing a drunk friend. This should not take this long.
Hey, Alan, I know you used the small pumpkin teeth on the Demogorgon head yesterday. Is there a way just to order the small size, or do you have to order the variety pack?
No, they don't come in a variety pack. You can order smalls and smalls and smalls, or just larges. You order a pack of teeth at a time. There is no variety pack for pumpkin teeth. Okay.
Is your shop a traditional metal building?
It's a metal building. Is it a metal building?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, it is a traditional metal building.
I ordered the variety pack on Etsy. That's new, rude. I thought you were going to bed.
Is the variety pack like a couple of different packages, or is it one package all mixed up? Make sure you're ordering from Bob Connor. He is a pumpkin teeth man. Well, this is not working out well. Drunk Phil just wants to go everywhere.
Bruce says I ordered the variety pack on Etsy. Looks like 6 different packs.
Yeah. Yeah, 6 different packs. Then you get like 2 of each size. 2 packs of each size. I think we have Phil settled. Okay, now there's a broom pushed up against Phil's buttocks to keep him from falling backwards. As further incentive to keep him from falling backwards, he would land on my laser cutter and computer. It is very warm. Phil's convinced me he can stand on his own. 2x.
No, I stink at leaving when I say I'm going to. That's rude.
That is true. He does stink at leaving. I don't have any black silk covers right now, so I'm just going to paint these red ones that I do have gray. I'll paint them black first, and then I'll paint them gray. I really like the color of this red spray painted black. It's like this real cherry burgundy. It's nice. Guess I can move y'all closer since you're no longer corded. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 9:57 p.m.
Cash is upset that you're painting red velvet.
This is not velvet. This is a material that I use called scrunchy, which it does have a velvety-like appearance, but it's $3 a yard when I buy it by the roll. I like how it catches light, so I use this a lot. This is my main fabric for my still costumes that I sell. Almost everything's made out of this scrunchy fabric.
Cash says, well, my life has changed.
Yeah, it comes in a ton of different colors, and I use the heck out of it. I keep yards and yards and yards of this in stock. But it does look a lot like crushed velvet. No. Sometimes you being locked up is a precursor to me being locked up, though.
Okay.
And for those of you who can really tell the difference, I ran out of black spray paint, 2X. So now I'm using dark walnut, which just as good a coverage, it's just not as dark. Okay, I'm close. If you recall yesterday, I also ran out of white spray paint. Alexa, add black spray paint to my shopping list. Alexa?
I added black.
Alexa, add gray spray paint to my shopping list.
Gray spray paint added to your shopping list.
Did she say green?
Gray.
Okay. All right, so that red is really fighting to come through those colors. I'm gonna try a black spray paint, but it is not a 2X spray paint.
I like your shirt. My local Buc-ee's never had my size when they sold it, so I spent my money on jerky instead.
Yeah, that's what you ought to do.
Have you ever scared the actual pee out of someone?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. I've scared the pee out of people. I have, yeah, I've scared some people.
At least no white bread this time, Alexa.
I've had a, oh yeah. I scared someone and immediately had to dodge their vomit. Like right away. I'm looking at this suit. It's not looking good for what's happening.
I think you need a supply room.
I do. This is a gray. This is my favorite kind of spray paint in the world. It is Design Master spray paint. It smells so good. Not like in a huffing kind of way, but it's just a pleasant scent. This reminds me so much of Terror on Church Street, where David Clevenger was the director. And I got to help redo and redesign the gift shop when I was there. And this smell and this particular spray paint, glossy wood tone. I think I'm going to be on a hiatus. So I need those feet to dry, and I need the right kind of spray paint.
Your favorite thing that you have done so far at your haunt?
Oh man, don't do that to me.
It's a great question.
What's my favorite thing that I've done?
Very wonderful.
Boy, that's a toughie.
Let's pick one of your favorites.
We just built a lab set that's really cool. And I built a big Frankenstein. What?
What's that theme?
Oh, theme. Oh, favorite theme? That's much easy. I thought she said favorite thing. My wife doesn't like the fumes, so she has her coat over her mouth, and when she talks, I can't
Favorite
really
theme.
understand.
Understood what I said.
So, favorite theme is probably black and white show. We had a haunted house that we did called Terra del Monstrum, Trail of Terror before that, and we yes, that's glossy. Okay. Terra del Monstrum, which was like a black and white movie studio, and the what was cool about it was that, you know, all the monsters were in black and white, all the sets were black and white. It was like you went into a black and white movie. And I'm going to do it again one day.
Universal monsters.
Yeah, classic monsters. Frankenstein, Wolfman, Dracula. All of those. Yes.
I love that place. I was lucky enough to go through Church Street before it closed. They had a fire, but not really sure what happened.
They didn't have a fire. They stopped paying their rent. The Spanish owners, the owners of that company were in Spain, and the company they rented the building from, they couldn't make a lot of modifications on the building because it was a historic landmark building. So, yeah.
Can you make a bodysuit for a monster with a morph suit in the same method as the monster gloves you just made? I think you used silicone.
I would not do that because the silicone that, okay, boy, is tin cure silicone. It's not platinum cure silicone. Tin cure silicone has all these heavy metals and poisonous agents in it. And I just wouldn't want it up against your skin for any length of time because you don't know what's going to leach out of it. It could be arsenic. That's very common in tube silicone caulk. And just your hands are pretty, they're tough, you know, they're meant to not let things in. But if you start putting that kind of material in your armpits and on your sides and where your soft skin is, I just think you're gonna be asking for a problem. Have a thing of gray spray paint, which is exactly what I want, but it is clogged up. That's not this, it's this. Normally, no amount of shaking will help. Just in case. A little tiny bit. I want these to be gray. They have to match the suit from yesterday. All right, I cannot do it right now. Let's see if this will work on these, because this is a material. You okay, love? You know what? I'm looking at it and I see too many holes in the cheesecloth still. I'm going to hit these with another coat of Flex Seal. Then I'm probably going to end for the night and I'll come back and I'll paint these tomorrow. Knowing that I have these to paint, I got to pick up the right kind of spray paint or else I'm just going to mess with it forever. So let me do another coat of Flex Seal on these.
Were there any zebras in the show?
No. No. Who was that?
No.
Oh, okay. Black and white, classic monsters, Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, Jekyll and Hyde, all of those. Mole Man, Hunchback,
Invisible Man.
the Invisible Man,
Bride of Frankenstein.
all the way up to Anthony Perkins. One of the last great black and white horror movies, Psycho. Okay, so that's a coat on that. I think that foot will be good and ready to go by the end of that. But this stuff is just taking a while to dry because cold weather.
Better tomorrow.
Is it warmer tomorrow? Is it warming up?
Yeah, it's warmer.
Really?
Might be good to set them outside before you leave.
No, I don't want it to freeze overnight.
No, I mean before you leave in the morning.
Oh, yeah, true. If I get up early enough, I'll come in here and do another coat.
Well, you have to get up early anyway.
And this is going on thick enough to just make a nice skin for our monster. All right, so I got some spray paint to grab tomorrow before I can finish this up. But this will be from the actor's foot goes here. The actor's, this will cover from the knee down. I'm going to do some paint detail on this and paint detail on this. And then it's going to match the suit that is hanging over here and the head that is, well, right now it's sitting in the garbage, but I won't say that. I hear you. Listen, we don't do jokes here. We don't do anything funny. Still be studios. We do. It's fine. You can joke about zebras. All right. However, that's it for tonight. I have gone as far as I can. I have depleted my spray paint resources. I have gassed out my wife. So if you could see her, it's just like her glasses sticking out of a hoodie because everything else is down in here.
You should have a respirator.
My lungs are getting tougher. See? I'm building up calluses on my lungs.
You better sign
Go make stuff. I'm gonna go get yelled at.